Welcome aboard the Niels Hoglander hype train. It is the end of day 3 at training camp. Scrimmage is over. Very action-packed. I was listening to it on Sportsnet 650. Unfortunately, there wasn't a stream of it available, but I've got highlights for you that'll show up in this corner here. So feel free to stick around, and we'll just go over a quick recap and my thoughts on the game. So I have a few tweets just from the beginning of the day. There was some news that came out, very minor stuff early in the day. Adam Gaudette came out saying that he's had an issue in the last couple of off seasons where he's not able to eat full meals. He gets sick, so apparently they got that figured out and he's feeling stronger than ever. So good for Adam Gaudette. Also, Canucks signed Carson Falk to a 3-year entry-level deal. I think he had something like 60 points almost last year in the dub, or in the O, or the dub? Calgary? Dub. 56 points in 61 games for Carson Falk. So he's on his entry-level contract. We have lines for the scrimmage, and everything's basically the same. The ones you want to keep in mind, Lotto line are still together. Pearson, Horvat, and Hoglander are still together. Defense is still kind of a mess because we don't know what's going on with Hamonic or where he's going to slot in when he does get here. But we're still seeing, we're on day 3 and Hoglander's still on that line with Horvat. And after tonight's game, spoiler alert, that's not going to change. First shift, Hoglander comes out with a nice little dangle, goes through a defender's legs. Not sure who the defender was, but really nifty move there. He looked so solid tonight. Besser and Schmidt came in on a 2-on-1. Not super, Demko with an amazing save for one, but the real cool thing about this clip is seeing, again, we saw yesterday, we saw Schmidt come in on that and make that pass up to Besser yesterday, where he's getting in on the rush, on the offense. So him on a 2-on-1 is great to see, and Demko with a huge save. Then Will Lockwood comes in and opens the scoring, beats Demko. Some nice passing from Eriksson and Beagle, so not something you hear a ton of, but good for Will Lockwood. Graovac making it 2-0 for Blue with a little wrist shot. We don't have a highlight for that one. It happened right after the Hoglander goal. But either way, after the Lockwood goal. Sorry, and we have it's Graovac and Lockwood. It's not that. Doesn't matter that much. Lockwood gets another one right away. You can see the highlight here. Makes it 3-0. After that, I don't have any highlight on this one. I was just listening again to Bachelor, and they were mentioning that Miller and Pettersson were coming in on an odd man rush. I think it was like a 4-on-2. And then Yule Levy made a great stick check to break up the pass there. Holtby, of course, making great saves throughout the entire period. He was basically perfect in the first. And then we have another Lockwood goal. Great to see for him. Berchi comes back, makes it 3-1, getting the first goal for Team White. He tipped in a Rafferty point shot. Everyone said that it was a high stick. Batch said it was a high stick right on the broadcast. But you know what? Goal's a goal. So that was it for the first period. Blues up 3-1. Listening again to the intermission show because I couldn't watch the game myself, so just going off of what they were saying that Louis Eriksson was playing really well, which is kind of annoying. Good for him, but we don't want him to play too much. We have a great tweet here from Francesco at the end of the first period. Good place to be tonight. Jim, Travis, and the hockey group have some great, tough decisions to make. So he's just chilling up there in the stands. Thought that was fun. After that, Bo Horvat scores on a beautiful pass from Hoglander. Gets it just out of the reach of the defenseman. Horvat's going to score that easily. Right after that, Elias Pettersson gets a breakaway. I don't have a highlight of that one, but he gets a breakaway. Quinn Hughes chases him down, just gets enough of him to prevent him from scoring. And then we have a bit of hype coming from Drancer after that Hoglander pass, saying that the case for Hoglander just keeps getting stronger. A couple minutes later, penalty comes up. They were using real referees in this game, but a penalty was called. Quinn Hughes gets to take a penalty shot. Beauty goal. Just tucks it past. Really nice play from Quinn Hughes there. And then right after, Sven Berchi gets a breakaway. He's got a chance. Prove that he can make the team. And he shoots it way over the net. We also have a note from J-Pat saying that Michaelis has been consistently noticeable. Some skill, a project still. Seems like there's some promise there. That's obviously not going to matter for this season. But if they can keep developing him over the next couple of years, he can maybe slot into a third or fourth line. Be great to see. After that, Bo Horvat gets his second of the night, giving Team White a 4-3 lead. And then Miller comes right back to tie it back up. So we're tied up at 4. And here's Miller's highlight as well, right here from Farhan, making it 4-4. This one came through on the broadcast as well. Sautner ripped a slap shot, and it was a loud ping, but right off the crossbar. Great shot apparently from him, but not enough to go in. Little highlight here of Holtby making a couple of excellent saves to keep the game tied at 4. You'll notice at the beginning of this highlight, I think Hoglander makes a great pass across, and then the two guys in front couldn't tuck it in. I think it was McEwen and somebody else couldn't score. And then Hoglander comes through with just with a beauty goal. Just absolutely gorgeous goal. Him and Roussel, a little passing play to score there. And then right after that, we get some Hoglander hype, which you'll see right here. Harman Dial tweets out, between the Hamonic signing and Hoglander's emergence, you're a lot more confident in the Canucks than you were before camp started, which is true. I was pretty pessimistic coming into the season, but you know, it's the season. My hype's getting there, so I'm getting pretty excited. And then Randeep with the Hoglander hype chart. And then we also just get a couple other little snippets we got one from Faber here, just showing that Hoglander stealing the puck from Pettersson, not something that happens very often. And that takes us pretty much right to the end of the game. It's 6-4, or it's 5-4 at this point. The blue team obviously down by 2 here. So they pull Holtby with 80 seconds to go. They put the lotto line with Jonah Gadjevich as the extra man. Nothing really happens. A couple of weak chances for blue. McEwen takes it away, scores an empty net with 5 seconds left. They just run out the clock. Demko with the 6-4 win. So my thoughts, it was fun to listen to hockey again. Obviously I wanted to watch the game, and you know, it's just a scrimmage and it obviously doesn't mean that much. It's intersquad, but it was so nice just to hear Batch, you know, giving us the rundown of everything happening. Twitter with all the highlights coming through, people getting overexcited like me about Nils Hoglander. It's hockey season, baby. The top 6 is probably set in stone unless something bizarre happens, because Hoglander has slotted in really well with Horvat and Pearson, and I've seen some things also saying that he has good chemistry with Quinn Hughes. Apparently there's one clip where he's spinning around and Hughes is spinning around. They're both just dipsy doodling people, so exciting. Defense is a bit of a question mark for Hoglander. We didn't really, again, it's intersquad, so you don't see a lot of defense from a lot of these guys, but we'll have to see as the season starts. Hopefully that turns out okay. Goalies allowed a lot, 10 goals scored, only 1 being an empty netter, of course, so 9 goals scored. 4 in each of the first 2 periods, and then just the 1 in the third. Again, it's intersquad. These guys, for one, they know the goalies really well, and 2, the goalies aren't giving it their everything. They're just getting into game shape, right? For a goalie, it takes longer to get into that game shape than for a player. So he's just the Demko and Holtby just getting sort of their legs under them, and they're not going to be tearing their groins to make these saves in the intersquad games. Although Demko and Holtby each made a couple of great saves. So where does that put us? I think I heard tomorrow was a day off, according to the Canucks PR Twitter account, but then there was that clip of Schmidt, I think this morning, asking if tomorrow's morning skate was optional. So maybe there's a morning skate tomorrow. I think they're doing one more inter-squad scrimmage on the weekend. Obviously, I'll cover that if it does happen. We're only a week away. The NHL season starts a week today. By the time you're watching this, probably 6 days from now. Canucks and the Oilers, January 13th. You're going to have post-game recaps every game here on Parker's Pucks. Again, thank you guys for supporting. Our last video yesterday is over 2,000 views, so that's really cool. If you're new here, click subscribe. Something like 90-something% of people who watch YouTube videos don't subscribe, so feel free to click the subscribe button, click the like button, and come hang out with me all season. It's going to be a blast. Any Canucks news, Canucks recaps, all that good stuff, yeah, you'll have it right here with me. Also, follow me on Twitter. You got all that down below. We're over 10 minutes now. Let's wrap this up. I've been Parker, and I will see you guys after the next training camp day, which is either tomorrow or Friday. See you later.